get to the office at 9 a.m., sometimes a little before. And the first thing that I do is I have a team meeting. Well, I call it a team meeting, but we have a meeting, just me and the office administrator. So that's where we'll talk about the day. So all the files that need to be done, anything active pending, anything that's kind of taken place over the last 24 hours. It's kind of setting our game plan for the day from a higher administrative level. And so that's the first thing that I'll do. Then I come to my computer and I will go through emails, return any phone calls from yesterday, like anything that needs my attention, my personal attention. Luckily, he takes care of a lot of the stuff, but there's obviously some phone calls I have to make, some emails I have to respond to. So that's what I'll do during that time. Then starting after that is when I have my power hour. So that's when I'm not talking to anybody. That's when I shut the door and I'm making phone calls. So I am calling past clients, referral partners, new higher level leads. Well, I don't want to say new higher level leads, new leads that I have to, kind of nurture, introduce myself to, all of those people. So I'll do that for an hour. And what that effectively does is that's when I'm making my lunch appointments. That's when I'm making my face-to-face appointments, meetings to go actually sit down, because that's a big component of what I do now, because things in my business for me personally are more relationship based. And so I need to make sure that I am nurturing and maintaining those relationships with people. So I spend a whole hour just checking in on people. How you doing? What's been happening? Do you love the house? Do you not love the house? You ready for a new house? Who do you know? So this is also bringing in leads into the business outside of all of our other lead generation sources.
And real quick, is that just for clients, or is that also for lenders, title companies, anyone that can hand you a referral that you can maybe cross network with?
Yeah. So I reference referral partners. So I break it up different themes every day. So one day may be past clients, then the next day is referral partners, then the next day is old lost leads, then the next days are my builders and investors and stuff like that. So I break it up who I'm calling every day. But yeah, just anybody. I mean, and again, these aren't people who, it's like, let's do a buyer's consultation. It's more so like, hey, let's have lunch and catch up. I do believe that still brings in business. It's a huge component of establishing yourself and creating those long-term relationships and referral partners. It's another way of staying in front of people.
I agree.
Yeah, so that happens every day for an hour, sometimes two. Then I'll get into making content for a little while. So I'll either do a YouTube video, I'm sending out an email to my mailing list, things like that. Then I move over to appointments. So whatever lunch appointments that I've set up, coffee appointments, that's when I'm doing that. From then on, I'll get back to the office. Then I have my second wave of emails and phone calls. So me personally, I don't answer my phone throughout the day except through my callback times, because whenever I answer the phone, something's going to come up that's going to throw me off my schedule.
Yes.
So I'm just very intentional about my time, and I keep a very strict schedule. So that's when I do my return phone calls. From then on, it's kind of admin work. So I have like a different theme for even admin stuff. So one day it may be marketing, the next day it may be accounting. Then I have my like business review day where I'm working on the business and not like in the business. And then I will have one final meeting with the admin to discuss the day, what may need to carry over for tomorrow, anything that needs my attention, stuff like that. So that's kind of my standard schedule. Now, a couple days during the week, I lead my larger team meetings. So like on Wednesdays, that's our team meeting day where we have like 2 hours worth of a team meeting. And then on Mondays, we have like a mini team meeting just to kickstart the week. And then on Fridays, we have our sales meeting. So those things are in the schedule as well, but they're all accounted for.
Yeah, no, I can tell that you just run tight blocks.
I do.
You run tight blocks. And I've actually seen your video on the way that you manage your time and the way that you block that. And I'll be sure to add that link right up here so that you guys can check it out. You guys will find fantastic value out of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
A schedule was something that I didn't really pay a lot of attention to when I was newer in the business, you know, because I was just like, I have time for everything. You know, if anything comes up, I have time for it. And you get to a point where you realize, dang, I didn't hit my calls today because I was doing this, or I forgot to do this because I was doing this. And eventually everything just gets thrown out of whack. Like, especially when you get busy, everything gets thrown out of whack. And most people were looking at me like I was crazy when I wasn't answering my phone. Now, you call the office, your call will get answered. It's going to get answered by the third ring, and somebody's going to be able to help you with something. But the office number doesn't lead to my cell phone. So if anybody's calling my cell phone, it's most likely halfway personal, or somebody trying to hijack my time, or you know, whatever, because people know that if there's something that's time sensitive, call that office number, somebody can help you out. And so even making that divide freed up a lot from me, because I wasn't so worried. And that's the one thing that stops a lot of people from growing, or really scaling their business, is because they're always worried about what's going to happen when, or what could happen. Like, okay, well, if I hire an assistant, then I'm not doing it. Well, what happens if they forget this? Or if I'm not answering my phone, what happens if a lead calls? Or, you know, what happens? Instead of putting systems and process in place that can take that out of the question. You know, I know that our phones are going to get answered because there's somebody there to answer them. I know that I will be able to meet with somebody when I can meet with them because I have those blocks of time on my schedule. You know, I know how to bring on a new team member because we have a full system scaled onboarding process that doesn't hijack a lot of my time. So it's just all about having the right systems in place to let you still perform at your highest and best levels, and nothing falls by the wayside.